Dear young friends, ask the Lord for a free heart so as not to be ensnared by the false pleasures of the world. Pope Francis knows how to reach the young. A tweet from the Pope today on this October 8th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Patrick. Pope Francis says, families free us from the sea of loneliness. At this week's general audience, he stresses it is in the family we learn to develop trust, cooperation, and respect. In fact, he closed his audience this week praying the Synod Fathers are inspired by the Holy Spirit during their ongoing meeting on the family. Good to welcome Deacon Harold Burke-Sivers. You see him on EWTN. His new book is Behold the Man. And Deacon Harold, what unique role do fathers play in the family?
Well, fathers serve as the spiritual heads of their families because they're the chief servants of their wives and their children. We are allowed to borrow the sacred name, God's sacred name, Father, for the brief time that we're here on this earth. And there's responsibilities that come with that. And our main responsibility is to help lead our families to heaven.
In the minority communities especially, there seems to be more fatherless families. What can we do to help that problem?
Well, one of the things that we like to do in the African American community is we like to give our children African names. We like to, wear African clothes and sing the songs, and that's wonderful because that brings us back to our roots. But we also have to live the spirituality that underpins and gives strength to the clothes and to the music and to the culture. And African spirituality never puts the children last. We always take care of our own families. And so we have to bring those African values and bring the Catholic values that go along with those into the family so we can start living the richness and beauty and truth of our faith.
Men can shy away from being open about their faith. I'm sure in your book, Behold the Man, you talk about ways where we can maybe change that perception and really grow in our faith.
Yeah. One of the things that we do as men is we like to make excuses. One of the big ones is, I don't have time. And what that really means is, it's not important to me. So the reason why we don't go to adoration or pray the rosary or do any of those devotions is because they're not important to us. What we have to start doing is making our spirituality a priority. We get the right priorities, God, our families, and everything else. When we get the right priorities, then God will honor that and God will bless that. And we will really start truly being the men that God created and calls each one of us to be.
So God comes before football.
I know. As strange as that may seem, yes, that's true.
A Catholic vision of male spirituality. I'm sure your book is available through the EWTN Religious Catalog.
Yes, absolutely.
Behold the Man, Deacon Harold Burke-Sivers. Thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And we get a rare glimpse of